Shalom. I want to begin a lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Back up with another lesson through the spirit. Just wanted to come at y'all with something, man. Told y'all I was going to try and make a better lesson tonight. So, Lord willing, that comes to pass. Did just want to, what I'm saying, was having trouble thinking about what I want to talk about. But I was watching this this video from the Elder Manatazak by GMSSOUTHCAROLINA0838. And I was watching this. I couldn't even get through the whole first clip that he has on here. And that's concerning, that's concerning the food stamps, EBT, stuff like that. And I was like, man, the stuff that they're saying, I might as well just go ahead and make a lesson on it. At this point, I might as well start the lesson. Because I wanted to listen to the whole thing, right? And whatnot. But I was like, I might as well just go through this, say what I'm going to say. And then just give my opinion on it and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and get this first. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Copyright under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and play this. I wasn't going to play the first clip, but
of 9 who bragged about spending thousands of dollars a month on her EBT card just had her benefits terminated. This means taxpayers are off the hook, as this woman will no longer have her 12 kids, she's pregnant with triplets, 100% supported by taxpayer-funded food stamps. That's because President Donald Trump is putting an end to abuse and fraud in federal assistance programs. Trump says he is saving taxpayers from paying for endless dependency and is bringing accountability to the programs. The woman gained popularity online by posting videos of herself shopping at Sam's and Costco, flaunting massive grocery hauls paid for with food stamps. However, the Trump administration is ramping up audits and eligibility checks and putting an end to these types of situations. The woman is now complaining that her EBT benefits have been terminated, forcing her to prepare quote-unquote meager meals for her large family, like small portions of eggs, waffles, and sausage on 9 plates, a big difference from her previous extravagant shopping sprees. Last month, the woman, who refers to herself as Girl Quake, went viral with a cooking video where she prepared a large breakfast, including buttermilk waffles, French toast, sticks, blueberry waffles, and Roger Wood sausages, all purchased with her EBT card. Earlier that month, she showcased a grocery haul of more than $1,000 paid entirely on EBT, including multiple packs of snacks, meats, and produce, bragging that everything is free. Trump's reforms, SNAP verification, and fraud detection measures have already identified thousands of ineligible recipients who are being booted off the program.
And I'm going to just go ahead and...
No. Let me just get this real quick, man. Talking about some meager meals. Look at you. You don't need no more food. Matter of fact, I want to know the nigga who the people. If it's people, then the niggas. But if it's one person, then the nigga who even had a kid with you. We're just gonna start there. If you seen how the lady looked, man. You seen it. Who would have thought? But hey, there's someone for everybody. But goddamn, you have to eat meager meals. You don't need to eat. Already gluttonous. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 30. It says, "And they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possessed not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." In the NLT, it reads, "Those who weep or rejoice or who buy things should not be absorbed by their weeping or their joy or their possessions. Those who use the things of the world should not become attached to them, for this world, as we know, it will soon pass away." Now, this clip of this lady I actually did like, cause the things she was saying was she was making good points.
See, because men have been saying it for years.
Identified thousands of ineligible recipients who are being booted off the program.
And I'm going to just go ahead
and matter of fact, I don't even blame him for doing that verification type of stuff, because you have people like this who do shit like this. You don't need all that damn food. You just abusing it. You don't need that much stuff. It's people out here who actually need it. Now, none of y'all have the shit. But we already told y'all these things were going to pass though.
Free. Trump's reforms, SNAP verification, and fraud detection measures have already identified thousands of ineligible recipients who are being booted off the program.
And I'm going to just go ahead and say it, because men have been saying it for years. But y'all ain't want to listen to them. And it just came to realization, well, I've been through this. But it's coming to realization for some of y'all that I don't need men, I don't need a nigga for this, I don't need a nigga for that. It's catching up with y'all asses. The government said they going to cut off y'all food stamps for a month. Y'all talking about going to stores and stealing. Y'all solution is going out there and doing shit like that. But y'all wouldn't even have to do shit like that, because if y'all would give these good men a fucking chance and stop being stuck up in y'all fucked up ass way and stop trying to fucking beef and be rivals with men, you will be straight November, because your man will be making sure some food in that motherfucking house, as he should. He'll be making sure those children are fed to the point to where you don't have to worry about nothing. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing, but y'all don't allow men to take care of y'all. Y'all don't want to be taken care of. Y'all want the government to take care of y'all. Y'all don't give a fuck about niggas. That's what the fuck y'all been saying for so long.
The 3 kids.
And that's a fact, man. That is a fact. That's what we've been saying this whole time. Matter of fact, I'm going to rewind what she said so I can go point for point, because she said 3 things that resonated with me.
Well, I've been through this. But it's coming to realization for some of y'all that I don't need men, I don't need a nigga for this, I don't need a nigga for that.
Oh, yeah. Isaiah, the 32nd chapter. Yeah, 32nd chapter. Rise up. Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, meaning the former things, the old things you used to get away with. The gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And let's read it in the NLT, and then going to the next point. It says, listen, you women who lie around in ease. Listen to me, you who are so smug. In a short time, just a little more than a year, you careless ones will suddenly begin to curse, right? They're suddenly going to begin to curse. Like we told y'all, what are you going to do when this shit gets cut off? When the food stamp go down? Because she's saying it's getting cut off for a month. There's no telling if it's going to be more than a month. People could think it's going to be a month, and it just prolong itself. And then you ass out. You just high and dry. Right? You don't think beyond that. You just think, oh, your daddy was gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Sam gonna take care of you, right, this whole time. That's what you think. You don't think past that. But we foreseen this. For your fruit crops will fail, and the harvest will never take place. Tremble, ye women of ease. Throw off your complacency. Strip off your pretty clothes, and put on burlap to show your grief. Yeah, man. Real trouble coming out here. Let's continue on what she said.
It's catching up with y'all asses. The government said they gonna cut off y'all food stamps for a month. Y'all talking about going to stores and stealing. Y'all solution is going out there and doing shit like that. But y'all wouldn't even have to do shit like that, because if y'all would give these good men a fucking chance and stop being stuck up in y'all fucked up ass way and stop trying to fucking beef and be rivals with men, you will be straight November, because your man will be making sure some food in that motherfucking house, as he should.
Yeah. But even then, when we come into Jacob's trouble, we're not even going to have to do all that. Women are going to provide for themselves. The book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1, it reads, "And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach." And that's not to say we're not going to provide anything, because we will provide things, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be looking for shelter, you know what I'm saying, protection, things of that nature. They're going to want to bring forth children so that their children can be saved, or that they could be saved through childbearing, right? Things of that nature. 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. "In that day shall the branch of Yahweh be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel." Going on. Second Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 19. We can get verse 18. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." Right? Very soon, these women are going to be choosing. Very soon. And they're going to be choosing the men of the Lord, the men of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua. Lord willing, we be that number. Verse 19 in my point, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." So this is going to start hitting not just women. Majority of them are women, but it's going to hit men as well. Right? They all going to be suffering. The book of 2nd Ezra 6 and 22. And it goes with what she just said. "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall and that trumpet, man, all hell gonna break loose," right? Like I said, I likened it unto the purge the other night. It says, "At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run." The book of 2nd Ezra 16 and 19. Like I said, this could lead to a baby famine. You know what I'm saying? Baby chaos breaking out. And no telling how these people gonna hold up in the month of November. It's gonna be a cold winter. These next 2 months, man. For whole famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. They don't realize that the Lord is the one who punishing them right now by doing these type of things, right? They're still not going to consider it. "Behold, victuals, meaning food, shall be so good, cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case," right? So when those prices start dropping, which that's going to happen as well, you know what I'm saying? Once they start getting that shit out, they gonna think everything's going back to normal, and it's not. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
He'll be making sure those children are fed to the point to where you don't have to worry about nothing. You shouldn't have to worry about nothing, but y'all don't allow men to take care of y'all. Y'all don't want to be taken care of. Y'all want the government to take care of y'all. Y'all don't give a fuck about niggas.
I forgot to pull this out too. The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 16, it reads, Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. In the NLT, then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you.
That's what the fuck y'all been saying for so long.
Like she said, you too busy trying to beef with me.
Kids.
Now here goes this last.
Cutting off my Section 8 is like cutting off my air supply. How am I going to breathe and make these and help have these kids breathing as well? I mean, Donald Trump is playing with fire that he don't need to be playing with.
This is all I'm gonna say with this nigga. Let me just bring this out before he even continues his statement. This is an example of a Jeremiah 30 and 6 ass nigga. The book of Jeremiah 30 and verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. And in the NLT it reads, now let me add, we can get verse 5. This is what the Lord says. I hear cries of fear, there is terror and no peace. Now let me ask you a question. Do men give birth to babies? Then why do they stand there, ashen face, hands pressed against their sides like a woman in labor? He's going to be one of those niggas that when stuff really goes down, he's going to become a bitch. He's going to become a little woman. Yeah. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. Jacob's trouble ain't even on the doorstep right now. Jacob's trouble is knocking on the door.
And he gonna mess around and get burnt, you know. I don't agree with you cutting off our Section 8. You know, the way I view EBT and stuff like that, EBT has been more prevalent in our black lives than our fathers, right? The government, you did this. You got us addicted to EBT. You made the EBT and food stamps more made us more dependent on them more than our fathers.
Nah, I don't disagree with him as far as the fact that the government did use psyops to get the so-called black men out of the household. But there also is a such thing as getting through that shit, right? Of course, that's a part of the curses. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be affected by that. Me personally, I was not affected by that. I had my father in my life. My parents were together for the majority of my... Actually, they were. They were together for my childhood. So I didn't experience that. Nonetheless, though, the fact that you can blame them and not take no type of accountability at all is fucking insane. You sound like a woman right now.
Right? The government replaced our fathers with EBT. So how are you going to take that away from us? You are no different from the deadbeat baby daddies.
He actually, this shit is funny because he actually sound like a woman, but the nigga is speaking facts though, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly how a woman would react, right? They said, the government, that's almost like they did a deal with the so-called black woman, right? If you get rid of the black man, if you break up the household, then we'll take care of you with government aid and stuff like that, right? The book of Isaiah 3 and 12, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. Says childish leaders oppress my people, and women rule over them. O my people, your leaders mislead you. They send you down the wrong road. Mouths of deceit. They played your ass, Jake. They swindled you.
Right? You are no different from the black men that you removed from our homes. Now first off, you remove our fathers, right? And you became our fathers. Now you gonna dip. So now you leaving us with nobody. Right? Now you trying to leave us with nobody.
You leaving us with nobody.
Hey, Danielle, I'm mad that Donald Trump is cutting off my air supply. I mean, my food stamps. Because I'm trying not to get mad because I'm thinking that it matters. If I come there, if I check my phone on the 5th and my food stamps is not on my bill, I'm going on a stealing spree.
Yep, because that's the answer. Niggas never want to work. And I'm not going to say niggas never want to work, because it is people who have jobs and who have EBT and stuff like that. But a lot of these niggas don't want to work. That is a fact too. I'm talking about the ones who don't have jobs and don't want to work. You just living off government aid. The book of Jeremiah 4 and 22, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. You niggas is smart. You niggas are professors at doing the wrong shit. But when it comes to doing something good, you're dumbasses.
And I'm the same amount of my food stamp benefit. Police pulled me over. Well, how come you stole $975 worth of food? Because that was $975 I was getting in food stamps. Donald Trump, what's up? Like, this is not no bullshit, right? It's not no bullshit. You removed our fathers and you became our fathers. So now, since we've been dependent on you to take care of us like our father's supposed to, you gonna dip. You gonna act just like the black men that left us. We are.
See, once again, not taking accountability. It wasn't that the black man just left. Okay, of course there are cases of that, but that's also a false narrative. Number one, and you know what? I have receipts today. A study that was done. This is published by the Los Angeles Times, the source being National Center for Health Statistics. Being an involved father, by most measures, black fathers are just as involved with their children as other dads in similar living situations, or more so, according to a new report by the National Center for Health Statistics. Here is the diagram. For children under 5, they fed or ate meals with their children daily, more than Latino or white dads. Bathed, diapered, or dressed children daily, played with children daily, and read to children daily. Now, 5 to 18, they weren't as involved, but they were still involved at a pretty good rate. Took children to or from activities daily, highest. Talked to children about their day daily, and helped children with homework or checked that they finished it daily. Right? So that's a false narrative that the media projects. Majority of that shit was black women pushing the man out. The fact that feminism came to be about. And that shit infiltrated the Jake woman mind and controlled their ass. And it started generations of women who say they don't need men and women who want to be independent.
Of We are victims of not having a father.
All right, all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai.
So yeah, man. Rise up, you women that are at ease. That's all I can say, man. It's a cold winter that's about to come upon this place. So with that being said, I'm gonna close it off there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Double blessing and honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom.